Hi, my name is Makasy, and today we're going to talk about the Rick Owens Banana Bolan trousers. I meant to review these trousers a year ago with my white pair. I just lost interest in writing about it, but I didn't lose interest in it. In fact, I got a second pair. I got the black pair today. That's how much I love these trousers. But for some reason, I couldn't bring myself to finish the script. I didn't have that motivation, but for the past 2 weeks, I've been forcing myself to just finish the script, wear it around the house, test it out, wear it outside, and just finish the script so I can move on. Okay, so these were first released back in like 07, 08, 09, and then Rick and the team re-released them in Fogachine collection and then made the pants exponentially better because I'm not a big fan of the original banana, but I am a big fan of the new version. We'll call it the 2.0. These have made a few appearances in the recent Runway since Fogachine. The great trouser, one of his best. I believe that if you give it enough time, the Banana Cut 2.0 will come to be one of the pieces that will define Rick Owens as a brand. This is on par to the pannier trouser, to the creech, to whatever other trouser he's known for, the Bauhaus trousers. Anyway, Rick has released these pretty much every season since Fogachine, but I think that's a bad marketing tactic. I think he should stop before he flood the market and make the pants and his brand undesirable in the second market. He got to go back to his older model a little bit. So for example, with the pannier trouser, they were first released in Mastodon and then they released it again in the next season in Walrus, but then they stopped and the pannier trouser didn't show up again until Flagathon. He is flooding the market with the banana trousers. He's also doing that with the Kiss boots, with the vintage sneaker or the Van sneakers. It seems to me that he has increased production on his really well sold products, which makes sense. As a business it makes sense, but he is in the fashion world and his items, it should be crave in the secondary market, but when you flood the original market, the secondary market will not crave it as much. So it doesn't create that artificial scarcity. It doesn't create that demand over the supply. You gotta have the secondary crave your items a little bit. For example, the Triple S, the Balenciaga Triple S, when it first came out, 2017, 2018, super popular, sold out for like the first 9 months. Everybody wanted it, but only half the people could get it. And then Demna and Balenciaga flooded the market with them, different colorway, different variations. And now the sneakers, they're being sold for like $400 or $500, well below retail. Being a highly sought after brand in the secondary market helps the image of your brand. Sooner or later, I think the Van sneakers, I think people are gonna grow sick and tired of it. The mystique around those sneakers will be gone. You don't want to be like Yeezy, Adidas. Yeezy with Adidas, you don't want to be them. You want to be Yeezy with Nike. It has stood the test of time. People still want it, but Yeezy with Adidas, they flooded the market and the demand just slowly decreases. Now I know what you're gonna say. The other thing would be, well, if they increase the quantity, everybody who wants it will have it. But that's not a good thing either. There is an example. Okay, back in 2016, the LeBron 9s, the Big Bang, it came out as a sample, and then the sneaker was re-released like a year or two ago, and it sat on the shelf. It's being sold under retail. It's the same exact sneakers, but it's just the supply. When you don't create that artificial scarcity, people will not want it, even if they, like myself included, we convince ourselves that we love this LeBron sneakers, but when it came out as a general public, we see it on everybody else like, maybe it's not that good. So your scarcity is also a big play in how you should market your brand to the consumers. But then, I'm just a kid in my bedroom talking about this shit, and then there are people at Rick Owens who does this for a job, so I'm sure they know what you're doing, but this is just my advice. If I were to be over there, if they ask me for like, hey, what do you think about our business model? I don't think they would, but if the chance of them asking me, I would suggest it to them. Artificial scarcity, it's a thing. It's a thing in marketing. At the time of the Runway, I wasn't too familiar with the banana trousers. Okay, cool trouser with some zipper, but I couldn't see the back, so I didn't know about the butt flaps. And then I believe 3-4 months later, when the product photo came out, and then you can spin around the model, I saw that the zippers connected to the butt and the zipper on the front, they're both functional, and that really drew me in. From that moment, I knew when sales season hit, I'm gonna get myself a pair. And some people might say that like the OG Rick Owens banana better, but again, I think it's come down to scarcity because there's so little of the original and there's so much of the new. I think if you put it, let's say we fast forward 10 years from now and the banana trouser hasn't released since, the 2.0 version will be more sought after than the original just because of how crazy the 2.0 is versus how tame the original is. Okay, so we have two of the banana trousers today, the white pair and the black pair. They're both pretty much similar. They're both pretty much the same except for the material. So I'm gonna review them as one, and then when it comes down to the material, I will talk about the differences. And then there are just a few minor details that I will point out, if any. So before we talk about anything else, we first must talk about the length of the trousers. So out of the box, this is what they look like. Again, they're unwearable unless you're like 6'7", unless you really have long legs. But for me, I'm 5'10", my legs is normal size, so I have to pin these up if I want to wear it. I did try to wear it without pinning these up in Quebec, and it didn't look that good. It looked sloppy. I like this look better. And a few of my friends, they have their banana trouser as well. They got their professionally tailored, but I just prefer to pin these up. Doing that will also Listen, I love the heel drag look. The pants going under the footwear looks, it's great, but I spent a lot of money on these trousers. I want my cake and eat it too. And after pinning everything up, I decided to pin the back as well, just a little bit, so I can still get that look without the pants going all the way under. This will elongate the lifespan of these trousers, and although the material is more durable than the 100% cotton, I still want the lifespan of these trousers to be as long as possible. There will come a time where I stop caring, then I will be okay with the drag, but for now, I spend a lot of money on these. I want to make sure they last as long as possible. I love the high-waisted nature of these pants so much. They go up to my belly button. Very good airflow, good amount of spaces. The only flaw with high-rise trousers is that when you do sit down, it's a bit uncomfortable because there's just so much fabric around the stomach area. I am also not the skinniest of person, so my belly kind of like rub against the huge amount of fabric around that area. So when I do drive or when I sit down, I unbutton it a little bit so it'll be more comfortable, it's a bit more breathable. And then when I get back up, get out of the car, I can just zip it, I can just button it back on. So it's fine. And aesthetically though, high-rise trouser, it looks amazing. If you don't know, I like my tops to be on the crop side. They come to meet each other and then it elongate my legs, and then it shrink my upper body, elongate my legs, so it makes me look taller. I'm a bit indecisive with how it looks when the shirt is tucked in and when it's covered the upper of the pants. Someday I like it, someday I think it's a bit too much. This could be due to the fabric. It's a bit more structured, it's stiff, and there are wrinkles at weird spots. It's not like my white pair where it's just like very flowy and very smooth. I have professed my love for high-rise trouser in so many other videos already, so we're not going to go into that. In short, high-rise trouser offer you so many options. You can wear them high-rise, mid-rise, low-rise. You have that options. And with high-rise, you get more space for your private area. 4 pockets officially. Well, actually it's only 2 because I'm not counting the 2 small-ass pockets within the pockets. The small one, they fit about an AirPod in there, but it's so hard to take it back out, so it's pretty useless like every other small pockets inside the big pockets. Very spacious though on the 2 front pockets. They run incredibly deep. And I also love the fact that there are a lot of silver rivets detailing on the pockets. They complement the pants well. These are also functional, by the way. It's not just decorative. They hold the pockets to the main body of the trousers, so this will make it really durable. And all of these small details really make the trousers more fun to look at, and it's a bit more dynamic because it's not boring as a pair of plain old denim. As far as the pocket go, I'm never gonna use them. Everywhere I go, I'm either driving or I have like a tote bag or I have my partner with me, so she'll carry my stuff. I'm gonna get in trouble for that, aren't I? It's fine. It's sarcasm, sarcasm. Once again, no back pockets because of the butt flap, and besides, I never use the back pocket anyway. It's not secure, and then when you do sit, if you put your phone in there, if you sit on like a hard surface, you might bend the phone or crack the phone. I don't know why people put their stuff back there. If you put your money in there, it's gonna slide in and out. Like, put it in your front pocket. It's so much easier, it's deeper, and you can see it, if something's coming out. Back pocket, Not that good. Never have, never will. 5 belt loops, very useful. I wish Rick did something with the belt loops, like he could have added more silver detailing. This is standard, it's good, it's functional, but he could do more, you know? He could honestly put in 0.925 silver. I think that would be amazing. Something extra to make the belt loop more than just functional. Luckily for me though, these pants fits me perfectly, so I never have to use the belt loop. And so your waist, the higher the pants go, the looser it is. So if it's too loose, you can just slide it back down a bit because your hip is not as wide as your waist. Concealed button fly. So before I go into the negative, I will give Rick and the team props for making these heavy, and they're substantial to the touch, and I believe they're heavy brass, which is great, but it's a pain in the ass to button these up. Long zipper running from center butt, curving around to the hip down to the hem. This is the main reason as to why I got these trousers. I love the zippers so much. The zipper detailing, it's beautiful. Rick does release these trousers without the zipper detailing, but those fuckers, they look terrible. Give me the zipper ones all day. And there is a leather version, 100% calf leather version, which I love. If I were to get the leather version, I would sell this one or sell my white one because I don't need 3 pairs of trousers of the same thing. But calf leather, it's intriguing to me. I'm a bit over 100% cotton, 100% polyester, leather goods. Leather goods excite me. It makes me want to research. It makes me want to test them out. Okay, back to the zipper. So these are not connected from the butt to the hem. They stop right about here, so it breaks the pants into 2, which is incredibly smart. Sometimes you only want to flare the pants. Sometimes you only want your butt hanging out. If it were to be one long singular line, it wouldn't work. The design, it's beautiful. It's well thought out. Thank you for thinking ahead, Rick, the team. Thank you so much for making it 2 instead of 1. Let's talk about the butt flap first, and I don't know if I'm going to show my butt or not. If I am, I'm going to blur it out. I might just show the clip with my underwear because my family and my family-in-law, they do watch my video. I haven't unzipped these in public yet because I don't want anyone to stop me and yell at me, because there are a lot of sensitive people out there, or people who just wants to yell at someone or overreact in public because their life is kind of boring. Sitting on hard surface can get a bit uncomfortable. I was at the beach recently and I was sitting down on a rock and I was moving my butt trying to find a nice spot on the rock, but while I was doing it, the screeching noise from the metal, it was just unbearable, and I felt its presence when I was sitting on that rock. Most of the time it's not a problem because I either sit in my car or I sit on a chair that has cushion or a sofa. Okay, the butt's done. Let's talk about the flare now. The zippers from the hem to the thigh. So the main reason I got these, well, the second main reason, the butt flap was the main reason, but the zipper, they provide you with so many different looks. You can do a bell bottom look. You can flare them out a bit higher and higher depending on where you stop the zipper. So it looks really good, and they just give you so many options, and I love options. And initially, I didn't think flaring it up to my shin or my knees would look that good, but the more I wear it, the more I experimented with the height of the zippers, the more I like it. I like the zipper at all places, except for when you zip it up all the way and it just really, like the B-roll you're watching right now. And most of the time when I do wear it though, I flare it out on my knee because it looks really good. Let's talk about the quality of the zipper real quick. Very high quality. They're Rick Cagney with Rick Owens branding. Super smooth. Haven't gotten stuck yet. I have had the white pair for 2 years now and the black one for, I would like to say 8 months to a year. And they still feel brand new. Super smooth. They don't get stuck. Rick Owens zipper are some of the highest quality zipper. Better than LV for sure, because LV's brass, it's very low quality to me. Okay, let's talk color first. Let's talk the white pair. So it's not really white. It's a bit off-white. It's more eggshell, you know, as you can see by the B-roll right now. It's not purely white. It has a bit of like a yellow hues. It makes the pants a bit more dynamic to me. So let me put up a square of like pure white. Do you see how artificial that look? And do you see how warm, homey the white on these trousers look? It's really good to me. And when you do look deeper into it, you can see that there are speckles of like spots everywhere on the trouser. I think it's a great detail. Whenever I wear these pants while I'm driving, I'm just like looking at the speckles, trying to find patterns, even though there isn't. It's just random. And then on the other hand, you get the black pair, which is just, you know, black. That's all there is to it. I will now show you the inside out with these trousers. Just you can see how these trousers are made. And then, you know, this is also a chance for you to inspect the quality. You know, most brands, they assume you're not going to flip it inside out. So brands with bad faith, they will cut some corners in their stitches, the pockets, whatever else. You know, it just, But with these Rick Owens trousers, very clean stitches. Rick Owens quality control, some of the best. It's up there with Hermes, it's up there with LV and all them boys, because Rick Owens is one of the few designers that owns his own factory. Okay, let's talk material. So we'll do the black pair first and then the white pair second. So the first one, the black pair, 100% polyester. Let's look at the wash tag together because there's a lot of information. So we chose to make this product from EcoNile. If you're not familiar with EcoNile, I made a really in-depth video with the Prada shirt, so you should go watch that. But I know some of you are lazy, so I'll put the clip right here.
This is a story about turning trash into treasure.
Prada Re-Nylon is entirely crafted from a regenerated nylon created through the recycling and purification of plastic collected from oceans, fishing nets, landfills, and textile fiber waste globally. Through a process of demonomerization, purification, and then transformation into new polymers and then threads, this material can be recuperated and made into new nylon fabric. The choice of the EcoNile yarn for the Prada Re-Nylon collection actively contributes to the reduction of global warming up to 90% compared to the use of virgin nylon yarn, meaning the nylon that was made from crude oil. All right, let's see what else Rick has to say. So recycled polyamide made from 100% waste material that would otherwise pollute the earth. As a company, we will always continue to work toward further sustainable practices each season. We still have a long way to go, but we can all aim higher and start somewhere. For the best care of this product, please see the instruction on the reverse of this label. This might sound disgusting to you, but I rarely wash my trousers. I wash them about like once every 2-3 months. The white pair, it is 100% cotton, non-stretchy cotton. So the quote non-stretchy has always given me nightmare. It reminds me of those khakis that we would get from Aeropostale and Forever 21 in middle school and high school. Those materials, it's just non-stretchy. It's not good for me. It's not comfortable. I prefer my trouser to be stretchy. So I prefer trousers that are 2% or 3% elastane. But the good news is these trousers, they're very flowy. They're very easy to itch your legs or your thighs, whatever. They're flowy, they're nice. It's super soft on the skin. And the extra fabric on the flare are 91% cotton, 6% elasto multi-ester. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it right, and 3% rubber. Super soft. The material on the flare, it's amazing. It feels really good. And I don't know, so this is 100% denim cotton. That's what they call it. They're listed under jeans. And I believe most of Rick Owens denim, they're sourced and made in Japan because Japan is just known for their denim. But I don't know this pair. I don't know if the material on this pair is specifically from Japan. It could be from Italy, but if you have to ask me for my opinion, I would say they're from Japan. But if you know the correct answer, please let me know in the comment. But cite your source, don't just say it's from Japan. Cite your source. If you were to ask me which material I like better, I would say, as far as wearing it, I would say the white pair because it's a lot softer, it's smooth, easier to scratch my leg, but there is a flaw to it. Since it's 100% soft denim cotton, I didn't pin the bottom too well, and as you can see by the brio, it kind of bleeds down past to where I pin it, so then it drags a little bit on the ground, which I'm not a fan of. And on my black pair, the pants are more structured, so it's sturdy, it doesn't bleed down. Wherever I pin it, it stays there. I'm not trashing the black pair either. I do enjoy wearing the black pair, but it's not as soft. But I do like that it's more structured, it's sturdy, so wherever I pin it, it stays there. The black pair, the water, they seep through the pants a little bit, but really low amount. Once you wipe it, the water kind of goes away instantly. There's no water stain, no wet spot, no nothing. It feels as though the water never happened. Overall, I'm super happy with regard to water. I think the black pair would do better when I wear it throughout the snow, throughout the rain. The other banana pants, it's 100% soft denim cotton, so when the water gets on it, you feel the pants being wet. The water stains stay on a bit longer, but I do love these pants, but it's not the best against water. Okay, as stated earlier, these trousers, they're unwearable. Straight out of the box, they're unwearable. Luckily, with my 5'10" frame, I was able to pin these pants up to about where the zipper ends, and they sit perfectly on my footwear. They look great with my greedy boots. They look amazing with my Kiss boots. But if you want to take it up a notch, wear them with your Crocs. They look amazing with my Crocs. And as far as the waist goes, I got the white pair in a 32, the black pair in a 34. My waist, naturally, I'm a natural 32, but I prefer to wear my trouser a bit bigger. I would buy 34, 36 because I like the extra space. I don't want it to be super tight on my waist because my weight does fluctuate a lot. If you were to ask me for sizing recommendation, I would say go true to size or go one size above. It's a lot easier to belt an oversized trouser than trying to squeeze into like a pair of trousers that don't fit you really well. So if you're a natural 32, get a 32. If you're a 30, get 30. If you're a 34, get 34. 36, get 36. Very straightforward. By the way, side note, so the size of your trouser, they don't define who you are. Please don't get a smaller size because emotionally or psychologically it makes you feel better. Like if you're a size 34 and you feel better when you wear a size 30, don't do that. Don't torture yourself. The tag on your pants, they don't define you as a person. The younger me struggled with this greatly. I remember in 8th grade, I was a size 32 and I got a size 29, 30 because for some reason I thought it would be, psychologically, I thought it would be better when people do ask me, hey, Makasy, what size are your pants? Which nobody ever asked me that, but I was I was a dumb kid. It just I wore a size or 2 size smaller because it made me feel better emotionally, but comfort wise, it wasn't the most comfortable. But for some reason, I really my younger self was retail price. So since Fogachine's, Rick has released a lot of variation of these trousers, material wise and design wise. I'll put them up on the screen right now. But the one with the zippers are priced roughly around 1.2 to 1.5. The one without the zipper around 800, 900. And then you get the exotic material with the leather. They go for like 3,000 and up. For people who can't afford the real deal, they can always get some of those knockoff, or the politically correct term, Instagram brand, because I've been seeing them a lot on Instagram, and I do wish they are happy with their purchase. I do want them to have fun with their trousers. I want them to have as much fun as me. And the fashion community, they need more positivity. We need to be less judgmental. We need to shame people less for buying replica, buying knockoff, buying inspired by pieces. Who cares? Who cares what another person does with their money? Like, just let them do them, all right? If they don't have $1,000 to spend, if they only have $100, who cares? Let them buy the knockoff. As far as what wearing it is like, I already talked about most of it. You know, the high rise, the flare, the zipper, the butt flap. What I can say to you right now is these pants, they are a universal pair. And what I mean by that is they look great with all kinds of footwear, with sandals, sneakers, boots, whatever boots you have, whatever shape they are. Whatever footwear you have, these trousers look amazing with them. With the upper two, they look great with my Bodie jacket. They look great with my Rick Owens jacket. They look great with just a regular jacket. There are trousers that only look good with certain uppers or tops, and then there are trousers that only look good with certain footwear. But these, they are universal. I do wear these a lot. Most of the time I wear them with my Zoo boots or my Kiss boots. The height of the Zoo boot is just perfect. The pants sit very, very close to the ground without actually touching it. And then with my Kiss boots, I mean, you know, Kiss boots, they look good with anything. And then so you pair a universal a universal boots with a universal trouser. They look amazing together. As far as weather goes, on really hot summer days or on really, really cold winter days, I don't recommend you to wear these, but on those cool summer days, on those hot winter days, they're amazing. So I would say, let's say out of 365, I would say you can wear these 300 days out of 365. On those cold days, you can also put leggings underneath if you want to do that. But but summer, please don't wear these trousers in the summer. They're not good. It's just, I mean, okay, the butt flap. You can open up the butt flap, let the air go through, I guess, if that's what you want. But the fabric is very heavy, and there's just a lot of fabric as well. So summer. Lately, the past few summers, I've been wearing a lot of my own plissé. They're just super breathable. I don't think I touched my banana trouser at all this summer because this summer has been hot. But now the current season, it's been super, super good. I've been wearing these trousers a lot. they're fun. These trousers are really fun to be in. My opinion, if you can't already tell, I love these trousers. I love them so much that I got 2 pair and constantly thinking about the leather pair because I do want the leather pair, and if I do get the leather pair, I'll sell this one because they're both black. Let's put back up the first variation of the banana and the 2.0. I think the 2.0 is far superior to the original banana cut. Some people will get the original simply because they want the original, but if these 2 items were to be released at the same time, I think most people will go for the 2. The 1, it's a bit more simple compared to the 2, but when you compare the 1 to a regular pair of trousers, yes, they're very different, but the two is just perfection. Okay, what I'm gonna say to you is gonna sound very douchey, but this is a problem of mine. So I have my collection. It's beautiful. I have so many beautiful statement worthy pieces. Sometimes I regret not wearing the crazier pieces, but whenever I wear these banana trousers, I feel as though I made the right choice, always, because they're so fun to be in. They're so fun as a pair of trousers. But yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. I don't want to do my usual outro where I recap everything, so let's just end it here. My name is Makasy. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.